Yeah. Here we are, unmuted and unchained. Good, happy Sunday, Future Shock. How are you doing?
Yeah, happy Sunday, Truth Spoon. I am doing okay. It has come to the end, pretty much, of my time off work. So it's kind of sad, but also, it's cool. We need to get back to the routine, get back to discipline. So, yeah, I'm just enjoying the last sort of dregs of that. How was your weekending?
Well, that reminds me of, there's that Morrissey song, Every Day is Like Sunday, but when you're not working, every day is like Saturday. And presently, every day is like Saturday, and I'm loving it, honestly. One of the things about going to work, you don't have time for your fitness. And I've lost about 8 kilos. I'm trim. I'm 6 packs coming on. It's all looking good for me. And it's just because I haven't worked for about 3 months, and I'm blissfully happy about it. So, yeah. So welcome back to, welcome back to the machine, I suppose. When are you starting? Tomorrow?
No, I am back on Tuesday. So I've got tomorrow as a recovery day. So basically I've got, like we were talking about backstage, I've got a couple of beers left. I will sink those tonight. And then tomorrow I'll have it as a little bit of a rest day, obviously, a great recovery day, obviously. And then I'll be back on Tuesday. So, yeah, back into the routine on Tuesday.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I don't know where to go with that. I don't want to intrude on your. I don't want to make you feel too grim about going back to work. I mean, I think we should just.
Yeah. Do you know what? It's kind of like
a line under that, move on. Right. You know what I mean?
It's kind of like I've been doing this for a week now, having time. So, for me, I quite like to work all the time. So I'm kind of like, okay, I'll do my 9 to 5 job, and then I'll go to the gym after work. And then I will work on my music from 8:30 till 1. So I quite like working constantly. So when I'm not working, it gets a bit weird. So I kind of have to cajole myself into enjoying it. I have to convince myself to enjoy it a little bit. So, and especially now that it's been I started this last Saturday. It's now Sunday on 8 days later. Yeah, it's been long enough now. I'm happy to get back to the routine now. So it's not really about being disappointed about going back to work or whatever. I'm just happy to go. I mean, I'm going to say quote unquote happy to go back to work, but I'm just looking forward to getting back into the routine as such.
Fantastic. Good for you, bro. So yeah, listen, somebody picked my eye the other day. Husband goals always. Hang on, where's my thing? That's your thing. Let me just get rid of that. You've had your eye picked.
Oh yeah, South Park. So
yeah. So
South Park.
I saw this in Husband Gold, and I don't really keep up with South Park. I don't keep up with much TV generally. But is this sharing enough? Is this coming over okay? Yeah.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah.
Controversy. People are mad because they made fun of Trump.
Mr. President, a lot of your supporters are starting to turn against you.
Hey, tell them to take a rest.
Sir, can you please talk to them? They're really riled up.
They did because they made Trump.
I'm not in the mood right now. You're on the Epstein list.
The Epstein list? Are we still talking about that?
Who are you on the list or not? It's weird that whenever it comes up, you just tell everyone to relax.
I'm not telling everyone to relax. Relax, guys.
No, I need counseling.
I don't know why everybody's creating this narrative that South Park only makes fun of, right-wing people when they had the entire episode gays against F words, right? And then they had an entire season dedicated to strong women, PC principle.
Oh yeah, did you see the episode?
Yeah, I saw the episode. And the thing is, South Park generally makes fun of everyone, whether you're left wing, right wing, whatever it is, they will take the piss out of you. And that's kind of the point of the show. It's nothing is off limits. You know what I mean? It's we don't, we don't have issues with like not taking the piss out of X, Y, or Z. South Park's just it's all encompassing, you know. With its
I think the great thing about South Park is what it does is it takes on things that are kind of becoming encroachingly fascistic. So ironically, like the things it attacks are things that are encroaching on our freedoms. So particularly, they always do that. They always look for the power, the manipulate, what's being manipulated into power and social. What's the dominant trend and what is authoritative at that time, and then they try and just dismantle it completely. And it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. So
exactly.
Totally. It's obviously Donald Trump, and it's obviously his sort of slightly schizophrenic stance regarding the Epstein files.
Because he fully deserves it. Like everyone who's involved in this fully deserved to be absolutely rinsed about this. Because you, man, before you got into fucking power, were saying we're going to release the Epstein files. We're going to show you. And now the line seems to be like, oh, well, there isn't any Epstein files. Well, how fucking thick do you think we are? I mean, like, don't get me wrong. A lot of the American public are thick as fuck. I mean, 90% of people, generally speaking, are born fucking buffering. Let's be fair.
Hang on. Wait a minute, bro. We've got American listeners out there. We've got to moderate our, we obviously not our audience, right? Yeah.
I would just sort of like stand by what I said. But what I would say is when you've shifted that...
America just switched off, bro. So, okay. And we're banned in the UK on Beach Street. So good luck now, yeah?
When we had like him saying before he got elected that he's going to reveal the Epstein files, blah, blah, one of the main things of his, pre-election kind of like sort of like push was like we're going to reveal the Epstein files, and now it's like, oh no, there isn't any Epstein files. Obviously there is. I mean, you've got Maxwell in prison, so are we going to release? So why isn't Maxwell being released from prison if the Epstein files aren't a thing? We obviously know. How stupid do you think we are? You think we're very stupid, and like, yeah, well, like I say, a lot of the American population is fucking stupid, but I don't think.
Hey, I just keep it friendly. Come on, man. You know,
I don't think.
Listen, you
we love
always try to find people. We love our Americans, of course we do, right? Even the stupid ones, all right?
It's tongue in cheek. I've just been tongue in cheek. That's all. It's a bit of British tongue in cheek. I apologize, but anyway, actually, no, I don't apologize. Fuck it, I don't apologize. But anyway, tongue in cheek. But yeah, so yeah, but the point being that before he got into power, it was going to be like, oh, we're going to reveal the Epstein files, and then he gets into power, and then he's like, there's no Epstein files. So, man, come on. Like, we know there are. We know what's going on. So why aren't you revealing them? Oh, well, because you're involved.
Would you declassify the 9/11 files?
For me,
Yeah.
Would you declassify JFK files?
Yeah,
Would you?
I did a lot of it.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I guess I would. I think that less so because, you don't know it. You don't want to affect people's lives if it's phony stuff in there, because there's a lot of phony stuff with that whole world.
He looks quite old in that video, doesn't he? That's about 2 weeks ago, but I think he looks quite haggard.
Was that 2 weeks ago? Okay.
Perhaps.
But I think I would, or at least.
Do you think that would restore trust? Help restore trust?
Yeah, I don't know about Epstein so much as I do the others.
9/11, yeah. JFK, I'm with you. Jeffrey Epstein, yeah. Well, why would Donald Trump be so circumspect about exposing the secrets?
Anyway, yeah, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said I said years ago about this. I've been very consistent in what I've said about the Epstein files is that they will never, ever be released because there's too many people involved and they will never be released. And people will talk about them as a political kind of football and say that, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to release this. They won't actually be released because there's too many people involved. They'll never be released. So, don't get your hopes up.
Okay, so I read lately. I think he was saying it was a hoax. Trump was saying the Epstein files were a hoax and such. It's just getting murkier and murkier. Yeah. This is 10 days ago. Let's see if I just play this from Trump saying that it's a so-called hoax.
It's started by Democrats.
All right.
It's been run by the Democrats for 4 years. You had Christopher Wray and these characters and Comey before him. And It's a bad group. It started, actually, look at the Steele dossier that turned out to be a total hoax. The 51 agents, the intelligence, so-called intelligence agents, it was a hoax. I know it's a hoax.
Okay, we don't quite have the context.
It's started by Democrats.
I assume that's the Epstein file. I'm not sure, though.
But he'll destroy the city. No, gentlemen, yesterday, as you know, went on CNBC and he made the statement that Trump may go down as the greatest president.
Yeah.
Tremendous achievement. 3-4 years.
There's not a lot of content there, but I've recently Trump has been totally doing a 180 on the Epstein documents. So yeah. So what do you got to say again?
Sorry, I was just going to say. I think it's one of the biggest mistakes that he's made in terms of, how it's been received and everything. At least, I think he's just made a massive mistake by going down this road, and it's kind of like, even people who are ardent Trump fans are like, well, come on, we know that there's fucking files, we know that there's a list, we know that there's names. To call it a hoax is just ridiculous, man. Come on.
All right, do you want to go with your story then? What have you got about? What's your leading story? Let's move into this.
Let's go. What with the so basically, let's have a look at this and put it to the stage. So what you can see here is a screenshot of they've for some reason multicolored the object. However, basically, we talked about this on the show about a couple of weeks ago or so, that there is a new interstellar object that has been detected coming into the solar system. We weren't aware of it. We weren't aware of the trajectory. Thankfully, it's not heading towards Earth. Thankfully, because it's 20 kilometers wide. That's more of the story, but we'll get to that in a little second. Harvard astrophysicists suggest aliens may attack Earth. No, they didn't suggest that. So what I was making the point with this was I was going on Twitter yesterday and the day before and seeing all this kind of stuff about, aliens may attack Earth in November of 2025. No, nobody said this. So what are these guys like EXX Alerts, who's got like 3.2 million views on this tweet, by the way, 3.2 million views. So this is the reach that these people have. But no, this object is a rock. It's 20 kilometers wide. It's not going to hit the Earth. It's come into this. It's come from the constellation of Sagittarius, and it has come into the solar system, much like Oumuamua in 2017, much like Borisov in 2019. It's the third one of these interstellar rocks that has come into the solar system without us kind of like being prepared for it. It's moving too fast and it's too big for Jupiter to really affect it, so it's not going to get reined in with those asteroids that are being kind of like shepherded around by Jupiter. So it's a real threat. It's not a threat because it's a hostile alien spacecraft. It would have been a threat because it's 20 kilometers wide. The comet that killed the dinosaurs was 5 kilometers wide. This is 4 times as wide as that. So if this thing was on the trajectory with our planet, bumf, we are done. We're toast. There's nothing we can do about it. Or we would see whether there are secret technologies in terms of secret technology in terms of like kind of like getting rid of the thing that suddenly they may manifest. Otherwise, no, we would be toast. We would be absolutely toast if a 20 kilometer wide asteroid hits the Earth at any point anywhere where everybody on the Earth is dead. So that is more of the story. The fact that we didn't see this coming, not the fact that it's a hostile alien spacecraft. Basically, what it is Harvard astrophysicists did a paper about it, and then one of the things that they said is, 99% likely that it's just a natural asteroid, but there's a 1% chance that it could be an alien spacecraft. And guys like this EXX Alerts and other people all over Twitter have said that
1% seems quite high.
Yeah, they picked on that 1% thing and they've been kind of like, Harvard astrophysicist says it's a hostile. No, they haven't said that. They just said that it's like a very, very small chance that it's that. So my point with this is I wanted to dispel any worry. Anyone seeing this, don't worry. It's not. I don't even know why they've multicolored it like this. By the way, this is multicolored in like Canva or whatever. They've tried to make it a bit more kind of like funky, to make it a bit more convincing. There is no hostile alien spacecraft. It's a 20-kilometer wide rock, which is in itself scary enough if it would have been heading towards us, but it's not. The sun swallows up most of these things. So, obviously anything that does come in interstellar into the solar system, even if we don't see it, the vast majority chance is that the sun, because of its obviously big force and pull, will pull it just away from everyone and pull it towards the sun and ping it the other side of the sun, sort of thing. So we're fairly safe, but yes, these guys are just trying to want to make a little bit of engagement farming, as they call it, on social media. But it's just nonsense. They're saying November. For some reason, they're just saying November. I don't know, man. I don't know what they're saying November for, but it's not going to happen. If you get a telescope, have a little look at it. You can see it through a telescope. You can see what it is. You can see that it's a rock. You can see the way that
Well, hang on. Wait a minute. You can't see that it's a rock through a telescope. You'll just see it as a point of light, surely, as a light. You won't see it as a rock.
But you can see it in relation to okay, yeah, no, fair enough. Yeah, you can see it as a point of light. But you can see it through a telescope. You can see that it's not heading towards us. There's no need to worry. My point is there's no need to worry. That's all. So it's kind of good news. It's a good news story to start with.
Okay, yeah, good news as well. We're still here, bro. The Japanese earthquake didn't happen yet. But we're left with 3 or 4 days left. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, and then hopefully, the wrath of the sun is averted. Who knows? But
for now,
that was quite a tense moment. I mean, now the weather in London has settled down, right, and it's kind of nice and cool. There's been a bit of rain. But I mean, there was a time when the sun was ferocious and all of these earthquakes. I mean, I'm not saying earthquakes aren't happening. I've just sort of been lulled myself into a false sense of security. But that said, I will do an earthquake recap and see what's going on right now. 6.6 New Zealand, 6.2, 1,500 kilometers from New Zealand, 60 kilometers from Papua New Guinea. So 5.7 Sarong City, West Papua, Indonesia. 5.7. I mean, the earthquakes haven't stopped, but they haven't got higher than. Seems to be around the 6.3. Nothing higher than 7. I think an earthquake at 7 is seriously. There's going to be fatalities and problems, but okay.
Well, I think Stephen Burns was saying about. I didn't watch the video, but I did see it appear on my feed that. There was he's apparently saying that we're due a 7.6, which would be quite significant in sort of Philippines, Japanese kind of area. But obviously these things have been said for a little while now, so I don't know if they're actually going to happen. But he claims that there's a 7.6 type range of earthquake about to happen. So we shall see. We shall see.
Okay, so we were I found another. This is the clip I was looking for regarding Trump and his sort of. This is quite recent. This is been posted 18 hours or so, about 14 hours ago. You see that? This is really weird. This is disturbing how Trump is now. He's using a psychological technique of deflection. So he's being addressed by a journalist, a reporter, asking about the Epstein files, and he sort of deflects. And he sort of makes the insinuation that anyone interested in the Epstein files is sort of unwholesome and has an unhealthy obsession about things. You see what I mean? I'll just play it and you'll see what I mean. It's very disturbing.
Yeah, I've seen this. You've
seen this, yeah?
I know you've urged people to move on, but I'm curious, why do you think your supporters in particular have been so interested in the Epstein story and so upset about how it's been handled?
I don't understand it. Why they would be so interested. He's dead for a long time. He was never a big factor in terms of life. I don't understand what the interest or what the fascination is. I really don't. And the credible information's been given. Don't forget, we went through years of the Mueller witch hunt and all of the different things, the Steele dossier, which was all fake. All that information was fake. But I don't understand why the Jeffrey Epstein case would be of interest to anybody. It's pretty boring stuff. It's sordid, but it's boring. And I don't understand why it keeps going. I think really only pretty bad people, including fake news, want to keep something like that going.
Damn, did you hear that?
Credible information, let them give.
Pretty bad people. Yeah, pretty bad people. Yeah, potentially. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, you know, sort of like...
Who don't like people who like cheese pizza, you know?
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of like just, I don't know, this is one of his low points. Because obviously he's on the list and he doesn't want to reveal it. Because obviously, if you weren't on the list...
As simple as that, it probably is the key to it, isn't it? That ultimately...
Well, because if you weren't on it, you would want to...
with this thing. He's implicated in this thing somehow, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, if you weren't on the list, you would just release it, right? To show that you weren't on the list. But obviously he is on the list, so...
He's got that kind of shame, which will sometimes people with shame, they'll sort of lash out and find someone else, some other group or someone else to sort of, you know, flee the shame, to sort of or deflect that feeling onto them. And that's the thing. I can't believe what I just heard. This is very disturbing from Donald Trump, you know. But ultimately, he's just covering up for himself and his mates, probably.
Well, definitely, yeah. I mean, this is what I've always said about the Epstein files. They're never, ever going to be released because there's too many people who are involved. And people can use it as a political football and say, oh, we're going to release this, blah, blah, blah. It's not going to get released properly. It's never going to get released. So sorry to disappoint people, but you're just not going to know the full list ever. Never. It's not going to happen. There's too many people involved in this. Which is crazy, obviously, which is really crazy. But it's just there's too many people involved, so you're not going to get the list out. The list is never, ever coming out. It's madness to even think that it would ever come out.
All right. Yeah, so we before the show, you were talking about the Usyk Dubois fight, and I know this is a bit of a post-mortem. I know this is a long dead sort of creature that we're talking about, but I'm still sort of can't get over the impression that Dubois was somewhat dominant the first couple of rounds, and I haven't actually rewatched the fight, but you have. Is that right? Future Shock.
Yeah, multiple times. So you're playing. Oh yeah. So this is the okay. I'll get rid of this. Sorry, I was going to put my thing on, but never mind. Yeah, go on. Sorry. So is this the full?
All right, so we're going to have this without the audio, okay? And the thing is, this is being filmed with sort of some kind of editing so that the footage doesn't match up with the copyright, you know, with the actual footage. So it's a sort of circumventing.
You can see that obviously, like Dubois is taking the center of the ring initially, yeah.
Yeah, so, see, this gave me confidence initially. I think Dubois looked confident taking the center of the ring. Look,
he gets caught there.
Up there, caught him there. You know.
So he's already up in the round.
Caught him again.
Sure.
No, look at these punches.
But they didn't hit.
Look at that. I mean, I always think the highlights never show. They always seem to be an editorial process where they favor a particular fighter. I mean, I know it sounds paranoid, but I can't get over the feeling, especially when Fury fought Usyk, and I saw the highlights at the end of each round, which had been edited by the zone or whatever, and I thought that they're not showing Fury fucking hitting him, and I just get quite annoyed by it. Look at this action from Dubois on Usyk.
Yeah, we didn't hit him.
Tell me he doesn't win the first round. Tell me Dubois doesn't win the first round here, bro. Come on. This is my point. Yeah. I was watching this live, and I think that's what
they hit each other with two good shots each. It was kind of 1-1 in terms of big shots. So this is nothing. This is just jabbing. It's blah blah blah. Who cares? And so here we go, and that's another miss, and then he gets him again. Usyk gets him again, so that's another hit.
10-9, bro. 10-9 Dubois.
It's a little jab. It's not really doing anything. Again, doesn't hit him. And then I think towards the end of the round, Usyk gets him with a couple. So yeah, he misses again. But Usyk is rattled, don't get me wrong. He is rattled.
Yeah.
Dubois is kind of like rabbit in the headlights a little bit, Usyk. You can't quite see it there, unfortunately. Okay, there we go.
Got him there. Clocked him there with a a right hook or something, right? Got him there. Got him.
Yeah, they got him. So they're kind of like 2-2, I think, in terms of like good shots. So it kind of comes down to what happens in the last sort of like few seconds here. I guess it's kind of like close to the end of the round, isn't it now? I can't really see what's going on.
I mean, we didn't even see those. I mean, the body shot he got on. Look at that. I mean, because we're missing out on the
can't see if it connects.
Yeah.
I don't think he connects on any of them. That's the thing. But I'm sure that Usyk at the end of the first round, there's a couple of body shots there. And then gets him with a left there, and this is where like Dubois starts to kind of get a bit. Oh, I'm not too sure about this. He clocks him and then clocks him again.
God, yeah. There's a good story from Usyk there. Yeah.
Okay, so from here on, this is.
Then he's going back there. If you saw that, so look, he cracked him there on the left, and there you go. There's the bell. I think that's 10-9 Dubois. I mean,
I would say it is close. He's close.
Yeah, that's close. My choice would be 10-9 Usyk. Where's 10-9 Usyk, right?
But
then if you look, they always show the highlights. Always skewed. Look, they're just going to show Dubois getting hit. They're not going to show the little flurries and the punches and the hooks that he had in the first 1.5 minutes of that first round. Honestly, so I don't know. I know what I saw. So
Oh yeah, I just don't think they were really that effective.
I think boxing, unfortunately, is the least sort of reliable. There's, I mean, football, who's winning, but with boxing, you just don't until the end or until somebody gets knocked out. Then it's quite definitive. But
for me, it's kind of like the last sort of like 10-15 seconds of that round was where Usyk came in, and now you see he's in the center of the ring, and now he's commanding the ring, and the rest of the.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. I'm still pretty even at the moment.
The rest of the fight is kind of history after this because he just dominates. So I mean, yeah.
Well, let's see the third round. Let's go to the third round, right?
And now he's kind of like just gone. Okay, I've got my measure of him now, and he can swing a few punches, but whatever. I'm going to get hit by. He clocks that a little bit. Let's have a look here. Yeah, the thing with Daniel Dubois is he's confident, but then when you break his confidence, he's fucked. He doesn't have any kind of like grit underneath the.
Perhaps that's true.
At the top level, anyway. I know he's got a good record. Don't get me wrong, but like
that's what his critics are saying. That's what people are kind of coming out. He doesn't have the killer instinct, but then he's a good slugger. I mean, but then again, Jarrell Miller is, he's not a fast beast, is he? He's not exactly a speeding panther. He's a great big player. He's traded punches with Miller that time. Phenomenal. And I thought he could take a punch, but things that before it's about faster. Too damn fast.
So obviously, sort of now, like Usyk is kind of like taking the center of the. Well, I mean, they're kind of both in the center. There's no real kind of like center.
Dubois seems to be holding it.
It's a bit kind of like here or there sort of thing. But I feel like at this point, Dubois is kind of like, I don't necessarily want to be here now. And it's kind of like Usyk's just sort of like working his way into it sort of thing.
See, that's a nice little combo there. Rocked him there.
Yeah, he got him there, yeah. I can't really see anything with this camera. Oh, there we go. So then gets him back. And then gets him again. And again.
Okay, round two.
Evenish rounds, yeah. Again,
that's probably I'd favour Dubois, but I mean I could see that a draw, but
it's never no rounds are ever draws, are they? That's the thing. It's kind of like I suppose it was going to be like 10-9. I would still score it 10-9 Usyk. That's just. But I guess that's what I've always said, isn't it? So
on the basis of what, mate? What's the basis of 10-9 Usyk? You didn't see anything. Well, Dubois hit Usyk? I mean, he
hit him with better shots, sort of thing. Is this the third round that's just started now?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So yeah,
Again, Dubois is quite strong, quite dominant. I think in the fourth he loses his pace, and he just realizes that Usyk's too hard to hit. But look at this.
It's just a little bit better from Dubois, yeah.
Well, it's dominant, still dominant, isn't it?
I mean, I don't know. What do you class as dominant? I don't really see it as being dominant. He's just getting a few shots in and stuff, but...
No, he's chasing him, mate. He's chasing him. He's pressing him. You know.
I don't know, but then...
Yeah, I mean, he even had Usyk in the corner a few times, and, you know, Usyk just sort of sprang out because he's the way he does. He's so fast. But you might see that. Cat and mouse, isn't it? Yeah.
It's a bit cat and mouse. I mean, like, Jesus Christ, would you want to be in with either one of these guys? Would you be in the ring? It's like, fucking hell, imagine. So, yeah, I'm not trying to sort of downplay he hits him. Nice.
I think if I was a size of Dubois, I'd be a bit more confident than I am presently, but then I'm probably past the boxing game at my age anyway, right?
Yeah, I think we're both.
I don't actually see myself ever being in the ring with any of these guys. You know what I mean?
Definitely not an option anymore for either of us, I suppose. Yeah.
All right. So anyway, I look at that. I think that third round. Look at Dubois. He's hunting Usyk down. It seems to me, chasing him.
He's getting a couple of shots.
I see Usyk running. Usyk's always the one sort of fleeing from the scene. You know, it seems to me. But look at that body shot. Look at that. Usyk he felt that. He does that thing when Usyk gets hit. He sort of does that little. He sort of brings his arms in and does a sort of crouch and sort of leaps back. You know, you notice that about him. You can tell when he's been hit. Anyway, we'll probably leave that there. So the next, what is it? September, Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. Are you into that?
Yeah, Terence Crawford's a good fighter. Definitely.
Well, so is Canelo Alvarez, for that matter, isn't he, right?
So I think like Terence Crawford is one of the best sort of like pound for pound boxers there are globally. But yeah, so it'd be an interesting fight for sure. But yeah, you know, I can see what you're saying about Dubois with his body shots and all this kind of stuff. I just think Usyk had more sort of control of the fight, generally speaking. I know that Dubois had kind of like the center of the ring a bit in the first couple of rounds and stuff, but yeah, I don't know. Usyk just seemed to have the better body shots, the better head shots, the better shots overall. So it's okay if you're going to hit me a few times, but if I'm going to hit you in a better way, if you're going to hit me 6 times, I'm going to hit you 6 times, and I'm going to hit you 6 times in the head. You're going to hit me 6 times with shots that aren't that great. Then it's kind of, that's just, you know, the way it goes. But obviously, we didn't really see it go on. But obviously, you know, the shot that got him, he just wasn't able to. He didn't want to continue. For me, like Dubois just didn't. As soon as he got buzzed around the ear in that first shot, not the second shot that put him down the second time, the first shot that put him down just around the ear, after that he just seemed to be like, oh no, fuck this, I'm getting out of here, man. I don't really want to do it. And you could see that by the way he walked back to his corner at the end of the fight. He was kind of like, oh, the fight's over, cool. I'm going to go back to my corner, I'll pick up my paycheck. So, you know, for me, Dubois, you know, not really a champion like level mentality or specimen as such. But yeah, very interesting fight.
All right. Okay. Listen, I think we're going to play a song. We're going to take a break.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
We're back in about 5 minutes. This is The Coach by Sandwich Pound.
5 minutes, yeah.
I like eggs.
4.5 minutes.
I like fried eggs. I like scrambled eggs. I like poached eggs. But who the fucking hell can be bothered? I like boiled eggs. But I don't like runny eggs. Fucking hell, lads, you know me. I even like square eggs. That's why they call pain sans friche in France. You know what I mean? Anyway, we've got a song about eggs, haven't we, lads?
her, she never ever appreciated being coach. Yeah, she destroyed the menu, then she destroyed the venue. Left me bereft, feeling raw, pickled and poached.
Well, that's not fucking good. Dreams are important.
She the goddess of the street, yeah, the competition beats her. Well, I gotta say, the greatest lady, my hard-boiled eggy eater. I was a soldier now, I am told. Well, she was the one chick that I loved the most. She was my
Keep dreaming, baby.
Well, twice a day we train man off ball rings, guzzly gas. She ate the lot and drink the snot. She was a dedicated lass. I got that girl in shape, man. I got the girl on track. We went like hell to see our shell get stepped on and cracked. She was my
She could have been the jam.
She was the queen of the ghetto. How I cried when she died. I never can forget her excellence had been denied. I'm bound to regret show. I feel rotten inside, crying into my omelette, knowing I'm beaten, scrambled, and fried.
Okay, baby, focus. Now you know what you gotta do. You just keep eating those motherfucking eggs.
Yeah, I think that's the end of the track. So yeah, I can't remember the name of that tune. True Spoon will probably tell us the name of the tune when he returns. However, yeah, South Park has been trolling everybody since day dot. So anybody who thinks that South Park is right wing or left wing or anything like this, South Park takes the piss out of everyone. Everyone is fair game. Everyone gets the piss taken out of them. And that's just kind of the way it is. And like, you know, Trump supporters who don't like it, well, you know, they're just going to have to like it and lump it, aren't they? Because like, it's just the way it is with South Park. Like, you know, you're not going to get any favors from these guys. You know what I mean? When was the last time South Park did any favors for anyone? Even, you know, Obama several times got rinsed out. Trump, as we say, he was already getting rinsed out anyway, because he was like set up as the Mr. Garrison character. And what they've done in this episode now is they've created it as kind of like the Saddam Hussein character. So they basically just sort of like revitalized the Saddam Hussein character, but now as like modern Trump sort of thing. So yeah, so that is that. But yeah, you know. Oh, here we go. True Spoon has returned. So what is this? During his orgone energy. Okay, what's this all about?
All right, so this is orgone energy. Have you heard about orgone energy? You heard about Wilhelm Reich? So Wilhelm Reich, he believed that there was some kind of like a universal sort of energy force, and he called it orgone energy. And we can all access this energy. And there's this thing called cloudbusting. And Kate Bush wrote a song called Cloudbusting. Do you remember that one?
No, but anyway, go on.
Okay, so the idea is that you can make clouds dissolve by focusing your attention on them. Okay, so the idea is they had this thing in the day called orgone accumulators. I've spoken about them before. They were made of resin, and they had like metal filaments in, and they were it was kind of like basically a sort of focal point for your attention. So people would leave these orgone accumulators around in the countryside, right? And they were supposedly sort of releasing orgone into the air. But it's all based on the attention of the people. And there was I think we've discussed weather manipulation in the past and how we did the Wagga Wagga experiment. We made it. Yeah. We broke the drought in Australia at that time, right? But this idea is to dissolve clouds. Now listen, this is cloud busting. This is that one. It's got a famous chorus, which was sort of remixed. So it goes, saying it could even make it happen. You remember that one? Do you remember that little? If I play that sample, I'd probably play a scratch of that sample actually. But before I do that, I'll just read the lyrics here of this. It's Kate Bush. Obviously, you know Kate Bush is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So listen, this is. I still dream of organon, which is orgone. I wake up crying. You're making rain, and you're just in reach. When you and sleep escape me, you're like my yo-yo that glowed in the dark. What made it special made it dangerous, so I bury it and forget. And that's kind of like, that's what people would do with the orgone accumulators. They would sort of leave them around or sort of hide them in parts of the country and use them as a sort of mental focus to project some kind of positive orgone energy, right? Anyway, I'll just continue with these lyrics. Every time it rains, you're here in my head, like the sun coming out. Oh, I just know that something good is going to happen. I don't know when, but just saying it could even make it happen. On top of the world, looking over the edge, you could see them coming. You look too small in their big black car to be a threat to the men in power. This is referring to Wilhelm Reich. I hid my yo-yo in the garden. So this is, again, the yo-yo in the garden. It's like the accumulators, these little plastic things that they would hide around, you know? I'll find a picture. Do you want to get a picture of one while I type of orgone accumulator and get us a picture up, would you, there? Picture shot.
Orgone accumulator. Hang on a second.
I hid my yo-yo in the garden. I can't hide you from the government. Oh, God, Daddy, I won't forget. Because every time it rains, you're here in my head like the sun coming out. I mean, that's just Kate Bush. I mean, it's such an esoteric sort of idea, the whole Wilhelm Reich and stuff that she wrote. And I'll just try and find that Kate Bush track, actually. Just play a little sample. Hopefully it'll be within fair use.
I can find these. Wow, I don't know. I'm not sure how effective that is, to be honest with you. I'm not sure how good these are or how much of a... I can see these things you can buy. You can buy them for like £800 or £200. Slimline 5 Cloudbuster. I can't share this to the screen because you've got your screen on. But, yeah. There's a few things you can actually buy to instigate your own cloud issues, your own cloud weather, your own cloud 9 experience. But yeah, I can't share to the screen at the moment. There we go. So yeah, I had heard of orgone energy before. I wasn't too sure, obviously, how it necessarily worked. But yeah, I also wasn't aware that you could get it on eBay for £800. So bargain, yeah. Well, are you sharing? Are you sharing something now? Let me see if I can share this. Cool. Let's just go this. So it's this kind of stuff. So you have these kind of like, you can buy these things on eBay. Apparently, that's £180 each. I don't know if that's £180 each for the. I guess it's £180 each for anything that's sort of like embedded into that type of thing. I'm not sure what they're exactly supposed to do, but there we go. I don't know. What are they supposed to do? What are those things supposed to do?
Oh, okay. Double clicking. Yeah, here we go. What was this? What track remixed that and sped it up? It's like a dance track, wasn't it? Remember that? No, listen.
I can't hear it much.
You can't hear it? You can't.
I can hear a little bit, but.
All right, hang on.
Okay.
All right, we better leave it there. We'll get busted, you know. We get busted by the YouTube copyright police. Yeah, they've already been on you, and you earn the bloody copyright. Do you know what I mean?
Well, they ain't got back to me, have they? As well.
Are they not?
No, like since the one that I replied to, you know, from the other week, they haven't got back to us. I don't think, have they?
I thought you were at them. Did you tell them off? Did you write them a letter or something?
Well, I did tell them off, but they didn't get back to me, so I don't know. I think the video still has a strike on it, unfortunately.
Okay, all right, that's fantastic, isn't it? Yeah.
Strike for your own music, sort of thing.
I know, bro. Yeah, it's kind of world we live in, right? So yeah, listen. So the thing about Wilhelm Reich, it's invisible, it's some kind of unmeasurable energy that exists that we can't quite, you know, sort of quantify as yet. But it made it into the charts. So the concept of organ energy is like a proposed universal life force or energy field. Like, okay, this sounds hippy dippy and shit, but vital or cosmic energy. But listen, we're all full of vital energy, right?
Of course.
This sort of vital energy or cosmic energy is believed to pervade all of nature. And this kind of fits in with the idea of the photon as the sort of encapsulator and the basis and the building block of reality. Reich was an Australian psychoanalyst. He developed this concept in the 1930s. He's suggesting it was a kind of anti-entropic principle of the universe. So modern science sort of believes that once the universe like enters sort of maximum entropy, it'll destroy itself with chaos. It'll break down. Or the forces, the gravitational forces and the dark forces will no longer be able to be in harmony. But this idea proposes the opposite, that the universe is actually anti-entropic. So it moves towards order rather than chaos. And it's implicit. It's an intrinsic sense of connection and order in the universe itself, where the things we've discussed before, haven't we, such as synchronicity and what I call units of reality, where you connect things together and it sort of makes a sort of coherent pattern in reality. And this is something that the ufologist Jacques Vallée talks about, that we live in a information-focused universe, rather than information is ordered on the principle of associative events and information and ideas and things that connect.
Oh, yeah,
and that's how it's really ordered, and it's not ordered just in the terms of time. And then the fact here that Reich says it's an anti-entropic principle. I like that idea, don't you? That the universe is building towards some kind of, order. and meaning rather than, do you know what I mean? It began in chaos, but
the
mission of the universe is to find the meaning in itself, and that's maybe it's like the Hitchhiker's Guide. That the planet Earth is a supercomputer designed to calculate the meaning of life. But what if the universe was that? You know, the universe itself is the meaning of life, and it create and all of the associations. And it's like, because what if God is so unknowable that it is just like, I mean, not chaotic, but it's just oneness and light. And so you have to create a universe in order to sort of pose yourself a question, entertain yourself. You know?
Yeah, it's kind of like it's pattern forming, isn't it? It's trying to find patterns. That's the way I kind of looked at it with the universe. It's trying to find. It's just like when people talk about coincidences and stuff like that. It's like coincidences are patterns. Patterns that have been found, and I feel like the universe is trying to, at best it can, form as many patterns as it can, because patterns are the thing that create kind of like consistency and keep things going forward. So I think that's kind of what the universe is trying to do, other than just as opposed to being some sort of random thing.
Yeah, so cloudbusters, the idea was that they could induce rain or dissipate clouds with the focus of mental energy. Back in the day, people used to do that. I mean, we actually had groups of people on the forum doing this kind of stuff, and to be honest with you, I'll tell you the truth, Future Shock, you can actually do this. I do it a lot. I literally do use these techniques effectively.
Yeah, I mean,
to dissolve clouds and stuff, right? I mean, why don't you try it? Just try it with an open mind, Next time it's like a kind of slightly overcast day, just find where the sun is. Just sort of focus your will in it, like burn through the clouds. It's like surprising. If you keep doing it, you'd be surprised. The clouds are very very flimsy thing, nothing compared to the focus of the human mind. But yeah, it's a controversial subject. I mean, modern science is accepted, but we're not really here, are we, to accept modern science?
So I don't know, your mic kind of went a little bit low there. I didn't hear the last bit of what you said, but it's been proved to work. It's been proved that you can kind of like put your mind to the things, whether it's been the manifesting of getting the travel cards or whatever, or the stuff that happened in Australia. It's been proved that there is something in that. And then, you look at things like remote viewing and the success of remote viewing and stuff like this. There's obviously way more that the mind can do beyond the boundaries of what is kind of like the commonly perceived boundaries, I suppose. There's way more what the mind can do if you set it to it. And it's kind of a bit cliched sounding, I suppose. If you put your mind to it. Well, it's kind of like that, yeah, but it's also sort of like if you put your mind to it specifically, and you have a group of you putting your mind to something specifically, you can do things that you might think were crazy, like make it rain in an arid area of Australia.
All right, so we're going to wrap it up in a few minutes, right? So you're a bit knackered, so we're going to wrap it up. So what we got to cover the Kabbalah, because I did write that down, so I do actually have to talk a little bit about the Kabbalah because we've got that.
Yeah, feel free to crack on. Like, I'm just a bit tired. Sorry, like guys, like tonight I'm just a bit doing an hour and that's it basically. So, but feel free to stay and keep chatting about the Kabbalah. I'll stay tuned in. I can't. I'm a little bit tricky.
Oh no, bro! Listen, I've got to go. I got someone waiting for me, man. I mean, listen, you go, I go. Do you know what I mean? Hang on, never mind. All right, you didn't say nothing, right? Anyway, listen.
I never said anything.
No, you didn't. Right? Okay.
I forgot what I said anyway. Forgot it completely. She's blonde, isn't she? I think they're always blonde, aren't they? These Lithuanian birds. They're always fucking blonde. We have to find like a brunette one. Find me a brunette Lithuanian. They don't exist. Do they actually exist? I don't know. Do they exist? Blonde brunette Lithuanians. I don't know. Anyway, I've said too much. True Spoon is going to.
Yeah, you're still talking. Why the fuck are you still talking, bro? Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
I'm gonna get slapped. I prefer Colombian and South American girls. Anyway, I think that Brazilian, Colombian, Ecuadorian, yeah, that's a good region of the earth to source your women from.
Sauce? You're talking about what kind of sauce?
Lots of sauce, any kind of sauce. Fun and
sauce.
loyal.
Spicy sauce?
Definitely. All kinds of sauce. Any sauce that you want, they can provide. And that is the great thing. And they will also provide loyalty and fun and discipline. And that's why they're some of the best.
Okay, have you got personal experience? Have you got personal experience here, bro?
Yeah, I mean, the last bird that I was kind of seeing in terms of long-term kind of thing was Ecuadorian. And yeah, I always used to get it mixed up because Ecuadorian and Venezuelan flags are kind of similar in a way, similar colors. I used to get them mixed up. I used to think that she was Venezuelan. Anyway, that was a mistake of mine. But anyway, yeah, Ecuadorian girl, lovely girl, Sophie. Yeah, didn't quite work out, but very feminine. They're just very feminine. They're very fun. They're very kind of like, yeah, they're just loyal, and they'll, yeah, they're not like these
loyal, bro. Dogs are loyal, bro.
These Western girls, they ain't that great. Do you know what I mean? Like these English girls, I don't know if I trust them that much. Do you know what I mean? So European, I don't know. I'm not sure if I trust European girls as much as I trusted a South American girl. I can't lie.
All right, listen. Okay, we maybe had a woman listening. No, we don't. So okay, we may have had a European woman in the audience. We probably don't now. The Americans have gone. We've lost the girls. Who's listening now? You know,
I've lost. I am responsible.
Imagine you were Chris Evans. All right, what would Chris Evans do?
Dye his hair. I would dye my hair for a start. I'd definitely dye my hair for a start.
What, you don't like to be ginger?
Nah, would you?
Actually, yeah, fuck it, yeah. So unique, isn't it? It's rare. Like, why is ginger that stigma about ginger? I mean, green eyes are like seen as the most desirable, and they're like 2% of the population has green eyes. And then gingers, you have to be. It's just very special to be a ginger. It's both of your parents need to. Then they both need to be gingers.
I mean, you're quite unique, yeah. You're unique, aren't you? Yeah.
Yeah. So that whole thing about the stigmatization of the ginger, it's like that's like an ancestral fear. That's like classic. I don't know. That's fear of the ginger Ubermensch. Do you know what I mean? The Superman, the fiery redhead. You know.
So no,
I would definitely not have a problem being ginger. I mean, I might dye my hair though, to be honest. But you know, it depends what kind of ginger. If it was red, like that kind of fiery red.
Well, like a proper red.
You'd have to grow it. You'd have to grow your hair. Do you know what I mean? If you're ginger, you got to grow your hair, basically.
Not like strawberry blonde, no. Not strawberry blonde. Strawberry blonde is okay.
No, we're not talking about strawberry blonde. No, we were talking about fiery hot gingers.
Yeah, I've never partaken in a ginger, but maybe we shouldn't go down that road.
All right, bro. Listen, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll play a song, and then if you can fade away, and I'll just say goodbye, yeah? And then we'll end the show, yeah? I'll just play
I'm gonna head off. I'm gonna head off.
Right, all right, bro. Listen, the previous track was called The Coach. So I'm gonna play another track from Sandwich Pan. Just in a second. And
so yeah. Big up everyone who's been listening and locked in. And yeah, just been a bit tired tonight. That's all. Hence only 1 hour for me. But yeah, appreciated. Always good chat. Always good to talk, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I got to see I got to rewatch the boxing. I hadn't seen it, re-seen it. I still maintain that Dubois had something about him in the first 3 rounds. I don't think you can write him off. I think my analysis was Dubois was confident in the first 3. I think in the 4th, he saw how fast Usyk was and how he could escape him, and he got frustrated and he tired. But I think I'd score those to Dubois those opening rounds, to be honest with you. But yeah, you disagree with me, but that's fair enough.
It is close. It's definitely close. It's not like a foregone kind of thing. But yeah, cool, man. I'm gonna have a chilled rest of the evening. So enjoy yourself, enjoy the rest of the evening, and I will see you on Wednesday.
All right, guys. I'll play out with a song sung for an atheist by Sandwich Pan. And see you Wednesday. We'll try and make a Wednesday show. All right, folks.
Yeah,
Ciao.
Definitely. Ciao.
Study how to get a job, obey the law, believe in God, be nice. Regurgitate the lies. Scrimp and say to pay your debts, postpone the great place, the safe bet your dice. Can only roll snake eyes. But you open your Martian spoils. Still need a rush. Overvalue, push, and in the toilet, and you're a busted Well, how's your day? 5 days a week, too long to play, too dumb to speak. Is this a game you understand? You anti-open about to go on and for all you've got, it's this. They dealt you 8 of hand. It's a casino of confusion. Let's do your feeling. Magicians give you a lifetime of illusion to satiate their cognitive decay, mental fungus. I lose my way, I miss my bus. Those I trust, all hope is lost. I start to rust and turn to dust. I degrade, my logic fades, my mind is black, my brain is shrank, my jaw is slack, my vision black, my eyes milk of cataract. And how I pray, how much I paid, oh what it cost, a lifetime lost. I'm lying, hearing in my bell, I'm paralyzed, I cannot tell. I used to feel some dignity when I had health and reality. I can't forget my one regret, I played it wrong and lost my bet.